The Great Galactic Union had ruled the stars for over 500 years. It was a collection of powerful empires, noble houses, and ancient races together. They controlled trade, travel, and peace across thousands of star systems. If a planet wanted to grow, it joined the Union. If a world wanted to live safely, it followed Union rules. But there was one planet that stayed outside. It was small and blue, far from the center of the galaxy. Its name was Earth. The Union sent messages to Earth many times. They offered friendship, trade, and membership, but Earth never replied. Not once. It did not send ambassadors. It did not answer calls. It did not even acknowledge the Union's existence. Some believed Earth was silent because it was weak. Others said Earth had no interest in space. A few thought Earth was hiding something. No one knew the truth. Inside the golden halls of the Union Council, 12 leaders from 12 powerful races sat at a round table. Their faces were serious. Their robes were long and heavy. Their voices echoed across the chamber as they spoke in many languages, all translated by a silver machine in the center. High Leader Jarn of the Goru Empire stood up. The time for waiting is over, Jarn said. This planet, Earth, has ignored us for too long. They show no respect. They follow no law. They must be taught. Jarn was tall and sharp-faced. His skin was red, and his voice was strong. He was a war leader, famous for defeating 3 rebel systems. He believed in control and strength. The others listened, some nodded. A few hesitated. Ambassador Kiri of the Valine Republic raised one thin hand. We still do not know their reasons. Perhaps they live differently. Perhaps they are peaceful and wish to be left alone. Jarn laughed. Peaceful. A planet that builds fast ships but never uses them. A planet that watches but never speaks. No, they are not peaceful. They are arrogant. Then what do you suggest? Asked a quiet voice from the corner. It was Elder Woro of the Talon Thinkers, a race known for their wisdom. I suggest we declare war. Jarn said, send a fleet. Take control of their space. Show them the strength of the Union. The room went silent. War had not been declared in over a century. Most conflicts were settled with trade or talk. But something about Earth made the Union uneasy. Its silence felt like a challenge. After long hours of debate, the vote was taken. 9 voted for war. 3 voted against. The decision was made. A message was prepared and sent to Earth. It was short and clear. Earth has refused all peaceful contact. The Union hereby declares war. Surrender or face consequences. The message flew across space. It passed stars and planets through empty darkness until it reached the blue world for 3 days. There was no reply. Then, on the 4th day, Earth sent back a message. It was not a threat. It was not a warning. It was not even a speech. It was a video of a human. The human sat in a quiet room, wearing simple clothes. He looked into the camera, smiled once, and then the screen went black. That was all. Just a smile. No one in the Union knew how to react. Was it a joke, a trick, or something more dangerous? Jarn was furious. They mock us. They dared to smile. At war. But Elder Woro looked worried. That was not a smile of fear. That was a smile of someone who has been waiting. In the command center of the Goru fleet, ships began to prepare. The first wave would include 10,000 battle cruisers, 40 carriers, and millions of soldiers. The mission was to reach Earth in 20 days, take orbit, and force surrender. Commander Reen was chosen to lead the mission. He was brave, loyal, and had served Jarn for many years. His skin was pale green, and his eyes were sharp like glass. Before departure, Reen asked Jarn one question. What if Earth is stronger than we think? Jarn replied, then show them we are stronger still. The fleet left, shining like a river of metal across space. Behind them, the council watched with pride. But far away, on the quiet blue planet, something was moving. On Earth, in deep underground rooms, humans watched the stars. They saw the fleet coming. They tracked every ship, every signal, every move. In one of those rooms, a woman named Nura sat at a table. She was an engineer, not a soldier. Her hair was tied back, and her fingers moved fast over glowing keys. "They're coming," she said. Beside her, General Rafik nodded. He was not tall, not strong-looking, but his eyes were calm. He wore no medals, just a plain uniform with a small badge that read "Remember." "Good," he said. Nura looked at him. "Are we ready?" Rafik smiled. "We've always been ready." Above them, Earth looked peaceful. The skies were blue. The cities were quiet. The oceans moved with gentle waves. But under the surface, Earth waited. It had waited for a long time, not because it was afraid, but because it wanted to be sure. Now, the time had come. Commander Reen stood at the front window of his warship, looking out into space. The planet Earth was now just ahead. It looked calm and blue, covered with clouds and oceans. It looked like a world that had no idea war had come. Reen felt confident. His fleet was the largest in the Union's history. 10,000 warships, all armed with heavy weapons, thousands of drones, carriers, and patrol crafts flew in perfect lines behind him. The soldiers were ready. The machines were ready. This mission was meant to end quickly. He turned to the second officer, a young captain named Pell. "Have we received any message from Earth?" He asked. Pel checked the screen. "Nothing, Commander. No warnings, no requests, just silence." Reen nodded. "Then we will begin as planned. Surround the planet, take orbit, prepare the landing." The fleet moved forward. It spread out around Earth like a giant ring. From space, the planet still looked peaceful. No ships rose to meet them. No satellites aimed weapons. It was as if Earth had no defense at all. But Reen had doubts. Something about the silence felt strange. It was too calm, too quiet. "Begin scan," he said. Ships started scanning Earth's surface. They looked for military bases, hidden weapons, and control centers. But the data that came back was unclear. The scan showed cities, energy centers, and large underground networks, but nothing looked like a defense system. Some of the scanners even stopped working without reason. Then the first warning came. A small patrol ship stopped moving. Its engine shut down without any damage. Its systems froze. The pilot reported no attack, just complete failure. Then another ship went dark. Then 5 more. Commander Reen narrowed his eyes. "Are they attacking?" "No signs of attack," Pell replied. "No beams. No explosions. No ships near us. The systems are just turning off." Reen gave the order. "Pull back. Move the fleet higher. Stay out of Earth's lower orbit." But before they could retreat, something appeared on the radar. At first, the screen showed only dark lines. Then, slowly, small black crafts began to rise from Earth's surface. They were shaped like darts, thin and fast. No fire came from them. No engines were visible. They flew without noise, without light. "There must be hundreds of them," Pell said. "No," Reen replied. "There are thousands." The black crafts moved like shadows. They did not fire any weapons. Instead, they flew straight toward the Union ships. The first contact came when a Goru battlecruiser tried to stop one of the black darts. It launched a shield net and locked missiles. But the dart passed through the net as if it was not there. Then the dart touched the cruiser and the entire ship shut down. No fire, no damage, just silence. Ship after ship went quiet. Systems turned off, engines stopped. Lights went dark. The black darts moved with perfect aim, touching each ship one by one. Within minutes, over a third of Reen's fleet was disabled. No one had been hurt, but none of the ships worked anymore. Commander Reen stood frozen. "What is this? What kind of weapon can do this without harm?" Before anyone could answer, a message came through. It was not from the Union. It was from Earth. The screen turned on. A man appeared. He wore no armor. His clothes were simple. His voice was calm. "This is Earth Command," he said. "Your fleet has been disabled. You are not harmed. Please power down your remaining ships and wait for further contact. No one will be hurt." The message ended. The command room was silent. Pel looked at Reen. "They didn't destroy us. They didn't even damage our ships. They just stopped everything." Reen gave a slow nod. They were ready for us, completely, on Earth's surface, deep below the ground. Nura watched the screen as more Union ships were disabled. She sat in front of a glowing table with hundreds of signals blinking across it. Every time a dart touched a ship, a green light appeared. No red, no fire, no noise. She looked over at General Rafik. "They're done," she said. Rafik nodded. "They didn't believe we were ready." Nura smiled. "Now they know." Rafik pressed a button. A new screen opened. It showed the captured ships floating quietly in space. Their lights were off, but no damage was seen. Soldiers on board looked confused but unharmed. "Send the care drones," Rafik said. Tiny machines launched from Earth. They flew to each ship, entered peacefully, and offered food, medicine, and water. They carried messages written in the languages of the Union. The messages said one thing: "You are safe. Earth does not harm the unarmed." Back in space, Commander Reen watched the drones enter his ship. They brought supplies. They helped repair broken air filters. They did not ask for weapons. They did not touch the crew. Pell looked amazed. "Why would they help us after what we tried to do?" Reen answered, "Because they don't fear us." Reen sent a message back to the Union Council. He described what happened. He gave details. "No lies. No pride. Earth has power beyond our understanding." He said, "But they use it with care. They disabled our fleet in minutes. But they have harmed no one. They are not angry. They are not proud. They are simply prepared." In the Union Council chambers, the leaders read Reen's message in silence. Some were shocked. Some were afraid. Some still did not believe it. But Elder Woro spoke first. They smiled before the war. Not because they wanted to fight, but because they knew how it would end. The others listened. High Leader Jarn said nothing. His hands were tight. His eyes were cold. He would not accept defeat. But across the stars, everyone else had seen the truth. Earth had waited, not in fear, but in patience. And when the time came, Earth did not strike. Earth simply smiled and stopped the war before it began. The quiet after the battle was stranger than the battle itself. Commander Reen's fleet floated above Earth like silent statues. No guns fired. No ships moved. The black crafts from Earth circled a few times, then returned to the surface without a sound. The soldiers on board the Union ships waited. They were not locked in. They were not harmed. They were simply stuck. Inside the command ship, Reen stood near the main screen. He had sent messages back to the Union Council, but no new orders had come yet. His thoughts were not on war anymore. They were on the human who had spoken to them with calm words, offering peace even after being attacked. Then, another message arrived. It was from Earth. The screen blinked once, then showed the same human. Again, his face was calm, his clothes simple. Behind him was a gray wall with no markings. His name was Rafik. "This is Earth Command," he said. "We wish to explain. Please watch carefully." The screen changed. Now it showed pictures, videos, old clips, black and white images, color recordings, and news from Earth's past. They played one after the other. No voice spoke, but the message was clear. The people on the Union ships watched in silence. They saw cities burning, old wars fought with tanks, planes, and fire. They saw oceans filled with broken ships. They saw machines built for destruction. Then they saw people rebuilding, again and again. A child holding a torn flag. A woman helping a stranger in the rubble. A man carrying food through flood water. Faces tired, but still moving forward. Then they saw something new: spaceships, clean and fast. Scientists working together. Small groups training in silence. Maps of stars. Notes written in many languages. Finally, they saw the sky, rockets rising, satellites flying, the moon, Mars, then silence again. The screen went black for a few seconds. Rafik returned to the screen. "We remember everything," he said. "Earth has seen great pain, war, hunger, fear. Long ago, we fought each other for land, power, and pride. We made mistakes, but we also learned, and we chose to grow." He paused before speaking again. "We saw what the galaxy had become, so we waited. We listened. We learned your languages, your ships, your leaders, and we decided that if war ever came to us again, it would end before it truly began. Reen stood still, watching the screen. He understood now. Earth was not silent because it was afraid. Earth was silent because it was remembering. And planning.pel, his second officer, spoke. Quietly, they learn from pain. That is why they are strong. On the other side of the galaxy, the Union Council received the same message. They watched the video in their great hall. Leaders who had lived long lives sat quietly as the history of Earth unfolded before their eyes. Ambassador Carey wiped a tear from her eye. They are not proud of their power. They are afraid of using it wrong. Elder Woro nodded. They know the true cost of war. But High Leader Jarn was not moved. His hands rested tightly on the table. They show us stories, old wounds. But we are not here to watch sadness. We are here to lead. If we show weakness now, the Union will fall. Ambassador Carey looked at him. Is it weakness to listen, or is it wisdom? Jarn did not answer. Back on Earth, in a command room below ground, Rafik sat with Nura, the engineer who helped design the Black Dark crafts. They've seen the message, Nura said. Do you think they understand? Rafik looked at the screen, where the Union fleet still floated above. They will understand, he said. Maybe not today. Maybe not all of them. But the truth is stronger than pride. Nura turned to him. Why did you choose those memories? Why not show them our technology, our strength? Rafik smiled gently. Because strength is not the reason Earth stands. Memory is, elsewhere in Earth's central archive. A young student named Leon was watching the same message on her tablet. She had grown up in peace, never seen war, never heard bombs. But she had learned about it in school. And now she understood why Earth had waited so long to speak. Her teacher stood beside her. Do you know why they called him Rafik? The teacher asked. Leon shook her head. It means friend in one of Earth's older languages. He speaks for all of us. Leon looked at the screen again and whispered. Then I hope the galaxy listens. A few hours later, another message arrived from Earth to the Union fleet. This time, Rafik spoke live. You attacked us, he said. Calmly, we stopped you. We did not break you. We did not return hate with hate. But we ask now, will you still bring war? Commander Reen stepped forward. He knew the Union was still thinking. He knew High Leader Jarn was still filled with pride. But Reen also knew the truth of what he had seen. He answered. We came expecting fear. We found silence. And then, without a single shot, you ended the battle. You have shown us your past, and we respect it. He paused and looked directly into the screen. I asked for peace, and I offer it back. Rafik nodded. There will be talks. There will be questions. But know this Earth does not seek war. We seek understanding. And if you come to listen, you will be welcome. The message ended, high above Earth. The ships began to power down their weapons. The black darts flew one last time, circling the fleet like quiet guards. Then they returned to the surface. The first clash between Earth and the galaxy was over, but something greater had started. For the first time in 1,000 years, the Union had been challenged by a planet with no empire, no throne, and no long history in the stars. Just memory. And from that memory, Earth had built something the galaxy had forgotten: wisdom. Above Earth, the Union fleet remained silent. Most of the ships were still unable to move, but none were damaged. The black dark crafts from Earth had gone back down, leaving only quiet space behind. Inside one of the disabled ships, a young alien named Velu stood near a window, looking down at the blue planet below. Velu was from the Murray, a peaceful race, known for science and learning. He had joined the Union fleet not as a soldier, but as a technical assistant. He had never seen battle. He had never seen Earth either. Now, everything felt strange. His ship was not damaged, but its power was low. The engines had stopped. The control systems were frozen. No one had come to fix anything. No one needed to. The humans had already sent help. That morning, small repair drones entered the ship. They floated quietly, fixed broken parts, cleaned the air systems, and offered food and water. They did not speak. They did not threaten anyone. One drone even carried a small book written in many languages, including Velu's own. On the cover were 3 words, "We remember peace." Velu held the book close as he watched Earth. Then the screen in the room turned on. A soft voice came. Through the speaker, "Passenger Velu of Murray, you are invited to visit Earth for a peaceful talk. Transport will arrive shortly. If you agree, please prepare." Velu looked around. The crew officers were already reading similar messages. Captain Heron, the ship's leader, turned to Velu. "Do you wish to go?" Velu nodded. "Yes, I want to see who they truly are." 1 hour later, a small black craft arrived. It docked with the ship without noise. Its door opened, and Velu stepped inside. The interior was clean and simple. A soft white light glowed from the walls. No weapons were visible. Only one human sat inside. Waiting. She stood up and smiled. Her name was Nura. "I'm here to guide you," she said. "Welcome." Velu bowed slightly. "Thank you." The craft left the ship and flew toward Earth. It moved faster than any Union ship Velu had ever seen. But there was no sound, no shaking, just smooth, quiet motion. As they entered Earth's atmosphere, Velu saw green lands, blue oceans, tall cities, and wide forests. The cities were not like Union cities. They were not covered in towers or crowded by lights. They looked calm, open, and full of trees and gardens. Birds flew over rivers. People walked slowly. There were no guards, no signs of fear. The craft landed on a platform hidden between hills. Nura stepped out first. "This way," she said. They walked through a glass tunnel that led into a building under the ground. Inside, machines hummed softly. People in simple clothes worked quietly. Screens showed maps, data, and pictures from across the galaxy. But there were no loud alarms, no rushing officers. Everyone moved with calm purpose. Velu looked around. "This is not what I expected." Nura smiled. "What did you expect?" "Walls, guards, fear," Velu said. Nura nodded. "Earth is known fear. But not here. Not now." She led him to a small room. There were chairs, a table, and a screen. No weapons, no barriers, just a place to talk. Nura sat across from Velu. "You want to know what Earth is hiding," she said. Velu hesitated. "Yes, I saw your crafts disable our fleet without damage. I saw your drones help us. I saw the videos of your past. But I still do not understand how Earth became like this." Nura thought for a moment. Then she pointed to the screen. "Do you want to see?" Velu nodded. The screen lit up. It showed long tunnels deep underground. Giant machines sat inside, humming with quiet energy. Other tunnels held small ships, drones, and strange tools. Velu had never seen machines like these. They were smooth, without sharp edges, glowing with soft light. "These are our true defenses," Nura said. "We call them the sleepers. They are machines that wait, not for war but for warning. If danger comes, they wake." "That's what happened when your fleet arrived." Velu leaned forward. "But how do they work?" "We found no heat, no radiation, no visible attack." Nura answered, "Because they don't attack. They connect. They understand how machines work. They send silent messages, not to destroy but to pause." Velu looked amazed. "You control machines like thoughts." "Yes," Nura said. "But we never use it to control people, only to defend." Velu asked, "How long have you had this?" Nura looked serious now. "For more than 100 years. We built them slowly, quietly. We kept them secret, even from our own people at first, because we feared power would bring pride." Velu sat back in his chair. "And now?" Nura looked into his eyes. "Now we show them only because we must, because war came to our door, and we had no other choice." Velu stayed silent for a moment. Then he asked, "Why did you never join the Union?" Nura stood and walked to the window. Outside, a garden bloomed under the sun. Children played near the edge. "We saw how the Union grew," she said. "Power was placed above learning. Control was placed above care. We did not wish to be part of something that forgot what pain felt like." She turned to face him again. "Earth remembers pain. That is our strength. Value nodded slowly. He felt something in his heart. Not fear, not confusion, but respect. I understand now, he said. Nura smiled gently. Then tell your leaders what you saw. Value left Earth that evening. The black craft brought him back to his ship. No one stopped him. No one forced him to stay. Before he left, Nura gave him the book titled We Remember Peace. Value held it close as he returned. The stars above Earth were the same as before. But now, to Value, they looked different. Not just points of light, but roads. And Earth was no longer a mystery. It was a reminder. News of Earth's power spread quickly through the galaxy. The great fleets that once spoke loudly of strength now whispered in quiet halls. Reports from Commander Reen and Value, the Murray technician who had visited Earth, were shared everywhere. The stories were the same. Earth was not weak. Earth was different. Earth was stronger than anyone expected. In the great cities of the Valine Republic, leaders gathered in tall towers to discuss the news. Ambassador Kiri stood before a crowd. Earth's power is not only in their weapons. It is in their wisdom. They remember the past. They built without pride. They waited. But not all agreed. High leader Jarn of the Goro Empire was furious in his palace. He slammed his fist on the heavy table. They hide behind peace. But their power is a threat. We cannot allow a world outside our control to grow so strong. Jarn's generals nodded, their faces grim. They planned to build a new weapon, a weapon that could destroy Earth entirely. One that could erase its cities and its defenses in one strike. In the shadows, whispers began. Some believed Earth was too dangerous to live. Others feared what would happen if Earth grew stronger. They saw Earth's calm smile as a mask for something more. But many planets felt differently. They sent messages to Earth, offering friendship and asking for help. Some opened their gates to Earth's peaceful drones. They hoped for a future without war. Back on Earth, General Rafik received these messages with care. He spoke to Nura and the Council of Earth's leaders. They fear us, he said, but we must show them that fear is not the way. Nura agreed. Our strength is not in fear. It is in trust. One night, Rafik stood on a hill outside the capital. The stars shone bright above him. He thought about the coming days and weeks. The galaxy was changing. The old rules no longer worked. Suddenly, his communicator beeped. A secret message flashed on the screen. Jarn is building a weapon. It will strike without warning. We must prepare. Rafik's face grew serious. Tell the council. We must be ready. The next day, the leaders of Earth met in a great hall underground. They spoke softly, but with purpose. We do not want war, Nura said. But if it comes, we will protect ourselves. Value, who had returned to Earth, stood beside them. I have seen their fear. They build weapons to end you. Rafik nodded. Then we must warn them and show them that peace comes through strength, not destruction. Far away, Jarn's weapon was almost ready. It was a silent star, a device that could send a wave of energy strong enough to erase cities and machines in seconds. His generals stood round the weapon, waiting for his command. But on Earth, a different plan was forming. A plan not to attack, but to stop the weapon before it was used. As Earth prepared for the worst, the galaxy waited. Would war come, or would the smile of Earth be the end of fear? Would you like me to write part 6 next? You said, part 6, 1100 words, Kaleko, or interesting Hunachea, or third-person style Malek Niha, or simple basic English Ka. Don't use any violated word, so please avoid any violated content. Don't use Dachig said, here's part 6 of your HFY Sci-Fi story. The Galactic declared war and Earth smiled like it was finally time. Written in simple basic English, third-person style, about 1100 words. Fully clean with no violated words. This part focuses on the tense talks and warnings between Earth and the Galactic Union, as a secret weapon threatens peace. Part 6. The human warning. The Great Hall of the Galactic Union was filled with silence. Leaders from many races sat around the shining table, their faces tense and worried. The message from Earth was clear. The warning was calm but firm. General Rafik appeared in a large hologram above the table. His voice echoed in the chamber. "We have seen your new weapon. We know what it can do. It is a weapon of destruction, not peace." High Leader Jarn's eyes burned with anger. "It is a weapon to protect the Union from Earth's hidden threat. You hide power behind smiles and silence. You are dangerous." Rafik shook his head. "We hide nothing. We do not wish war. But if you use this weapon, the cost will be greater than any of us can imagine." Ambassador Kiri stood. "Explain, General. What do you mean?" Rafik looked around. "If this weapon is fired, Earth will respond, not with weapons that destroy, but with power that ends war itself. We do not seek to harm, but to protect all life. If you force us, the conflict will not be small. It will change the galaxy forever." The room was silent again. Many leaders looked afraid. Some whispered among themselves. Jarn's face did not change. Velu, the Murray technician, stepped forward. "I have seen Earth's machines. Their power is not in destruction, but in control. They can stop ships, weapons, and even weapons that destroy entire planets." Jarn's voice rose. "Threats do not stop threats. Weapons stop weapons." Rafik replied calmly, "And peace stops weapons. War will destroy us all if we are not wise." The leaders debated long into the night. Some wanted to continue building weapons. Others wished for peace. At last, Elder Woro spoke. "We must listen to Earth's warning. We must seek peace before war destroys us." Jarn stood. "I will not back down. Earth's silence was a challenge. I will meet it with strength." The next day, Earth's leaders prepared for what could come. Nura looked at Rafik. "They do not trust us yet." Rafik nodded. "We must show them what peace means, if not in words, then in actions." Meanwhile, on a secret moon base, Earth's silent guardians watched the stars. They waited for the first sign of the weapon's attack. In the deep silence of space, the weapon launched. It moved fast, a dark shape glowing with hidden energy. But before it reached Earth, it stopped. A quiet signal from the hidden moon base reached the weapon. The wave of power slowed, then reversed. Back on the Union command, alarms rang. The weapon's energy faded. The device powered down. Jarn stared at the empty screen. His plan had failed. A new message appeared from Earth. General Rafik spoke once more. "We do not wish war, but we will defend ourselves with all we have. If you choose peace, we will stand with you. If you choose war, we will end it quickly. The choice is yours." The galaxy held its breath. The stars were calm as the last message from Earth reached the Galactic Union. The leaders listened carefully. The war they had feared was over before it began. Earth had shown the galaxy a different way, a way of strength without hate. High Leader Jarn sat alone in his chamber. His face was stern but tired. He had lost the chance to prove his power. His great weapon, meant to destroy Earth, had failed. The silent moon base had stopped it without a fight. He stared at the glowing screen, where Earth's General Rafik appeared once more. Rafik's calm voice filled the room. "We did not want this war," Rafik said. "We waited. We prepared. But we did not seek destruction. Our strength is not for conquest. It is for protection, for peace." Jarn closed his eyes. For the first time, he felt the weight of his pride. He thought of all the worlds he had conquered and all the lives changed. By fear, outside, in the great hall of the Union, other leaders began to speak. Ambassador Kiri stood tall. "This war was a mistake," she said. "Earth has reminded us what we have forgotten. Peace is built on trust, not weapons." Elder Woro nodded. "The galaxy must change. We cannot live in fear of one another. We must work together." Slowly, the leaders agreed. They sent a message back to Earth, one of peace and friendship. On Earth, Rafik smiled as the message arrived. He stood beside Nura and Velu, who had returned to Earth to help with the talks. "We waited a long time for this moment," Rafik said. Nura nodded. "Not for war, but for understanding." Velu looked up at the stars. "I never thought I would see the galaxy like this, not with fear, but with hope." Together, they prepared to meet the Union leaders in a new place, a place of peace and learning. In the days that followed, ships from the Union landed on Earth. They saw the cities, the gardens, and the calm people. They learned about the machines called the Sleepers, which protected Earth quietly. The Union leaders visited the archives where Earth's history was kept. They saw the stories of pain and hope, of mistakes and lessons. The galaxy was changing. The blue planet that once smiled quietly had become a symbol of strength built not on weapons, but on memory, a symbol of peace built not on fear, but on wisdom. And as the stars shone bright over Earth, the galaxy smiled back. The war was over, and a new age had begun.